like the Republicans is going to take California over. The Republicans being led by Larry Elder. So Larry Elder, go ahead. Larry Elder, this is going to be, this is the new fucking, here, welcome, listen, pay attention, everybody. This is Larry Elder, the most likely, the most probable next governor of California before next year's elections. We're doing a recall election 1 year before the governor's election. So, Larry Elder, basically the question for California is, who do you want to run California in 2022? Who do you want to run California in 2022? Do you want Larry Elder, or do you want some progressive? Gavin Newsom is going to get recalled.
Here, and I wish the media would acknowledge that. I'm going to go to Yusuf Bey next, but Donald Trump, well into Obama's presidency, promoted the lie that he was not born in the United States.
May I respond to that, please?
Of course.
You're with McClatchy newspapers. That lie was promoted by Hillary's campaign, particularly Sidney Blumenthal, and one of your reporters named James Asher, who was, I think, the D.C. bureau chief, was approached by Sidney Blumenthal during the campaign, and Sidney Blumenthal told him that Barack Obama was from...
So Larry Elder, he's against critical race theory, he's for school choice, he's against cashless bail, he's against early release, he's against crime, and he wants a statewide emergency. He wants to declare a statewide emergency on homelessness. So, you know, all those except for the homelessness and school choice I like, probably against universal health care. Larry Elder, probably the most likely will become the next governor of California, which is, you know, ironic, which is crazy, which is weird, because you got all these liberal YouTubers. HasanAbi just bought a $3 million house in California. Well, does it matter if the, you know, conservative Democrats or Republicans are in charge when it comes to Jimmy Dore and HasanAbi? Apparently, they haven't said any goddamn thing about Gavin Newsom or the recall election or any of the 49 candidates. You know who's all running? You know, for governor of California, well, you got John R. Drake, Patrick Kilpatrick, Jacqueline McGowan, Kevin Paffrath, Holly L. Bade. You got a whole bunch of people. You have Angel Lynn, Jeff Hewitt, Dan Kapilovitz, Heather Collins, Leo S. Zaki. Do you know Leo S. Zaki? No, you don't. Nobody knows who the hell Leo S. Zaki is. Now, I'm looking at the Young Turks. The Young Turks has something 5 months ago. Dems defend California governor from recall efforts. So, this looks like Francesca. So, Francesca and Jackson Hinkle are the only two people that I have heard say anything about the California recall election. What's about to happen, Francesca, Jackson, TYT, HasanAbi, Jimmy Dore, what's about to happen in California, what's about to happen to your state is Larry Elder, the Republican, is going to take over, run California in 2022. Maybe they'll love him and put him back in, but what you've done is you done kick Gavin Newsom out and you put in a Republican. That was the fear for force to vote, right? You're afraid for force to vote. You didn't have a progressive alternative. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. Are you guys organizing? Are you mobilizing? Or, I mean, Jesus, Francesca, you know, very beautiful, very funny. Jackson Hinkle, you know, you're very strong. You know, you got a lot of really cool shit going on. Why do I have to rely on Jackson Hinkle and Francesca, Fiorentini to find out what the hell is going on in California? And even though they've done the best job, essentially they're all mostly mum. They're all fucking mostly mum. So here's a little TYT on the recall election.
Democrats are very much coming to Newsom's defense, and he is gathering some forces. There was an official Stop the Republican Recall campaign, which has been the clearest sign yet that the political establishment believes the recall election will qualify. They'll get those signatures. But Senators Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, Alex Padilla, as well as Representative Katie Porter and Georgia Democrat Stacey Abrams are all announcing their opposition to these recall efforts. And I want
So this is about the recall efforts. It's 5 fucking months ago, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. So, and that's Francesca, right? She's all over the damn place. She's on Indisputable too. Indisputable, and then Johnny Adoros, and then some other people. Just, man, Francesca's a hot fucking commodity. And awesome because she's, you know, Frantifa, right? So she's against fascism. She's principally against fascism in spite of the 4 fucking years of the fascist Führer-in-Chief. Just fucking brave as shit. So that's, you know, give credit where credit is due, right? But that's TYT 5 months ago talking about whether the recall efforts will go forward. They did go forward. Now we're in a snap election. Now we need to talk about the damn candidates, and nobody knows the Democrats and nobody knows the progressives. Nobody knows anybody who's fucking running except for Caitlyn Jenner. So Caitlyn Jenner is going to win. Kevin Pafrath might win. Larry Elder might win. It's really anybody's ball game. Really the most popular. Who do you recognize? California, if you're paying attention, who do you recognize out of all these candidates? Do you recognize any of these names, any of these people? Because it looks like Gavin's going to get kicked to the curb, and you're going to get some random motherfucker who's only going to get like 15% of the population that supports him. So somebody with 15% of the population is going to support them. That's going to be the motherfucker that's going to run California. Mark my words, mark my words. And this is, you know, the perfect fucking foot in the door phenomenon. The Republicans get their foot in the door in the governor's seat. And, you know, right now California's 2-1, right? Democrat versus Republican voters. But you had Schwarzenegger. Schwarzenegger was ushered into power with the recall election. And that was at the beginning of, you know, Jim or Gray Davis's terms, right? Of his second term. So that stopped this right now. It doesn't even make any sense because it's at the very end of Gavin Newsom's term. He's been in governor for 3 years already. So this pushes his lame duck status. This gives him a black eye. The 1-2 punch. You jabbed him. You got him a black eye. Now you just, you know, crack his jaw and fucking knock him out. Right now it's the 1-2 punch, the 1-2 knockout. The Republicans, this coup d'etat could very much, this electoral coup d'etat. And, you know, now I'm thinking about what Combo Couch, you think Combo Couch is? So, HasanAbi, where the fuck are you? Jimmy Dore, where the fuck are you? TYT, where the fuck are you? Where the fuck are you? This is your own state. TYT is in California. Francesca, you know, Jackson are in their own state. They said some things. Let's listen to what Jackson Hinkle had to say about the recall election. And both of them said something essentially just laughing about Caitlyn Jenner. Ha ha, Caitlyn Jenner is running. Yeah, okay, that's a big fucking laugh. But, you know, you also got Larry Elder who's running. And Larry Elder, you know, I disagree with, you know, basically 99% of his policies, but he's well-spoken, and he's smart, and he's intelligent and articulate. Look at, you know, New York City, Eric Adams. Apparently, if you're competent and you're a conservative black man, you're going to win political office. That's all that Democrats and Republican conservative voters want.
Masked Singer. I've never watched that show. Caitlyn Jenner did vote for Trump. Bill Madden says that automatically disqualifies her to be California's next governor. I think in a lot of people's eyes, they would beg to differ. California, I'm going to remind you all, like, the lockdown spurred a lot of people to become Trump supporters. Like, I know a ton of people in my own life here in California who were Democrats, and because of the lockdown, because Gavin Newsom did not provide any support of fiscal support to Californians amid this pandemic, but he forced everyone to shut down their businesses, that made a lot of people kind of hate Democrats, even though that was widely a Democrat and Republican stats.
Yeah, fascinating stuff there, Jackson. So I'm looking at HasanAbi, and I typed in, you know, Gavin, and nothing comes up. I got Ben Shapiro fails to defend Trump Proud Boys line, so he's defending Ben Shapiro. HasanAbi reacts to all gas, no brakes Proud Boys rally. Tucker Carlson goes mask off with white supremacist dog whistle. Defeating Alex Jones plus Unite the Right. I don't know why these things popped up, but HasanAbi has not been covering the recall election. Jimmy Dore has not been covering the recall election. And TYT has not been covering the recall election. And even though I'm giving credit to Jackson Hinkle and Francesca because they said something, They're not really talking about the recall election. They're not talking about any of the people that's running. I mean, who's the progressive? I like Dan Kapelovitz. So none of them have talked about Dan Kapelovitz. None of them have talked about the Green Party or the progressive people. In fact, it almost seems like they're inevitably going to defend Gavin Newsom. Apparently he's progressive enough. If Gavin Newsom is not progressive, fucking chuck him out, because that's what it's going to... You're going to get him recalled, and then the ones that got him recalled are the ones that's going to choose who the new motherfucker is going to be. So I hope that the Democrats split. I hope that they split, that there's enough, chunk of progressives that don't vote to recall Gavin Newsom, and they all coalesce around Dan Kapelovitz. Dan Kapelovitz, he wants to stop ICE. He's for animal rights. He wants to end factory farming. He's in favor of universal health care, dental, and drugs. He's for Proposition 186, the 1994 proposition. So he's for universal health care. He's in favor of a basic income, and he wants to nationalize electricity. So stop ICE, nationalize electric, pro-basic income, Medicare for all, end factory farming. Yes, 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 and more yes. Dan Kapelovitz is where it's at. So that's what my dream, that's what I would love to see happen. Gavin Newsom is recalled. Dan Kapelovitz gets in there. So this, really, this is kind of forced to vote, is it not? And when you throw out Nancy Pelosi, you're going to get Kevin McCarthy. Well, yeah, you very much could get a Kevin McCarthy. So what the fuck are you going to do? You're going to provide a progressive alternative for the people that say, let's check out Gavin Newsom, because it's within the margin of error, 52 to 48%. So right now, Gavin Newsom is going to retain his job just by 4 percentage points with the polls. How many times have the polls been wrong, and the polls are saying it's fucking neck and neck? It's close as shit. So it's close as shit. It's close as shit. Dan Kapelovitz, California. You got to vote for Dan Kapelovitz. You got to vote for Dan Kapelovitz. I don't know. He's got to get better interviewers, and he's got to get into more debates. I don't know where the fuck Dan Kapelovitz is. He don't have a very good YouTube presence, that's for damn sure. But he looks like a cool guy. He looks like a guy that, has a lot of intelligence. He's professor of law, or is a law, a professor, fucking teacher or something. I don't know. Anyways, let's listen to Francesca. What's Francesca saying about...
And I'm not saying that people couldn't have done better, right? And there were definitely people that really skirted their duties, right, during COVID-19. But I would say the vast majority of our public health officials, our mayors, our governors, they did their best, and we lost a lot of lives. It was really heartbreaking, and political leaders had never faced anything like this before, right? So the stream of people wanting to recall everyone for doing a bad job during COVID, I mean, come on, right? That's kind of a little bit of my opinion on that.
So, hell yeah, you got, Fran Tifa, give credit where credit is due. Fran Tifa,
we have,
who's against fascism, bravely against fascism, and Jackson Hinkle at least said something.
California something like $400 million, but I guess...
So the election is going to cost $400 million. They tried to stop the recall efforts. They went forward anyways. It's happening. You got a snap election, California. Get fucking serious. This is democracy. This is the republic. This is all the fucking things. Do you care about the people? Do you care about the people of California? Do you really give a shit about the people? And electoralism, Convo Couch. We know Convo Couch ain't covering this shit. Tim Black might be covering this shit because it has to do with, but my God, if you don't say nothing and don't talk about, and you're not researching, you're a terrible citizen. You're not helping with the republic. The complacency and the apathy of the Democratic voter is why the Republicans could very much take California. So I think that the left YouTubers need to take California's governor's recall election very serious.
But I guess we've got budget surplus, even though I can't get my unemployment check. No, but so... What do you make of this recall? And then we can talk about housing and eviction moratoriums and such. But just this recall stuff, does it have a chance of success? Do we have to go through with this? Will Caitlin succeed?
Nito, you want to take a stab at that first? I have a lot to say, but I want to hear Nito.
Oh, I mean, I think it's unlikely that Newsom is going to actually get recalled. I think the recall is going to happen. That's the current, that's what it looks like. And, I mean, to some extent, it's you know, I feel like there's a sort of creepy wave of recalls. Like there's a recall, and it's really coming out of like the sort of wingy, like right-wing sort of QAnon vibe. But like it's not just Newsom, but there are progressive reformer district attorneys in San Francisco and Los Angeles that are facing recall threats now. Like it's become a thing of like the right to not just say like, you know, we're gonna vote you out next time. Or we're going to go to the ballot to block your agenda, but we're going to try to shut down the entire political system. So it's another feature of the current, I feel like, the current crisis of our democracy.
Yeah.
That's my grouchy answer. And Randy economy needs to keep working.
I'm very grouchy about the recall because labor, which is probably the biggest funder for progressive campaigns and ballot measures, is spending all of their $22 million in 21, which means that we can't